Yo, criminal minded here, your favorite neighborhood criminal. Man. And today is kind of different, man. I just want to get a few things off my chest. Um, I've been paying a lot of attention on YouTube. This conversation might be short, it might be long, I don't know, depending on how I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. People on YouTube are kind of funny, man. Including myself. I think I'm funny too, like. But yeah. Today I'm gonna talk about the so-called there's not a lot of good black men about. Corniest shit I've ever heard. All the women, or should I say the black bitches, that says there's not a lot of good black men out there. I would like to know, out of a ratio of 1 million black men, how many have they slept with to identify which ones are not good and which ones are bad? It's like having 10 oranges. In order to know which oranges are good and which oranges are bad, you have to taste every single orange, isn't it? Exactly. You can't just speculate and say, oh, well, I tasted 2 or 3 oranges, maybe 5 oranges. And judging from the 5, forget the other 5, but judging for those 5 or 8, because out of those 5 or 8, I found one good one out of the 5. There's not a lot of good oranges. That don't make no sense, does it? Like, women who made those kind of statements is ridiculous because, the question comes again. What is a good man? A good man is just a form of opinion. It's like man saying a bad bitch. What constitutes as a bad bitch? I'll give you an example, right? A crackhead got a crack husband. He shares crack with her. When he goes and buys crack, he brings crack back to her. He looks out for her. She may be a prostitute. She may need a bodyguard to prostitute. He's there protecting her as she's there selling her body. Because when she get the money, they're both going to get high off it. She will consider him to be a good man. She will pick his side when her family talk against him. Because he's there for her. He's there for her in a time of need. And her need is the drugs. And he fulfilled that need. That's a good man to the fucking crackhead junkie. Trust me, I know. So my question is, what constitutes as a good man? And the answer is, it's an opinion. A good man is an opinion, just like a good woman is an opinion. Yeah? I'll give you an example of a good woman. A man might be a bum, he doesn't work. He lives with a woman in her house. She might be a stripper. She doesn't ask him to pay for anything. She's there for him. When he wakes up, there's food in the fridge. She don't stress him. Because why? Because for her, he gives her emotional comfort. You know, she's used to pampering him. So what she gets out of it, she gets all the attention that he can give her. You know, to him, she's a good woman. Why? Because she fulfilled all his needs and all his wants. You get me? A good woman is basically what your preference is, what you are attracted to, what kind of behavior constitute as a good person, a good woman, a good man, a good whatever. You understand? But that's how this shit works out here. Yeah? There's no need trying to sugarcoat it and trying to make what it's not. You know what I mean? Because what makes me laugh is people never ask these same women the question, what is a good man to you? And 9 times out of 10 they'll say some dumb shit like a good man is one who got good credit or who got a good job. What are they? If you're looking for a good black man with a good job, and what is a good job to you? That's the next question. What you see, there's always question after questions after questions. people don't question these people. To me, they don't question these bitches enough to get to the bottom line. Because once you scratch the surface, what they're looking for a black man with white man characteristics. And what I mean by that is this, right? We can all agree this is a white man's world. If you go, most of the companies is owned by white men. Most of the companies that make more than £500,000 or dollars is owned by white men. Most of the laws that are set is made by white men. The politics, the white men run that game. The banks, white men. The entertainment, white men. Sports, black people run around in the sports, but white people own the sporting company, the sporting channel, the sporting merchandise, all of that shit there. White man owns it. So when a black woman says she wants a good black man, when you ask them these questions, never would they say, I want a man who owns his own business. They don't ever say they want a black man who owns his own business or who's trying to compete with the white man. Financially, psychologically, emotionally, physically, none of that. They never say none of that comes to their head. That we want a good man to us is a man who's competing with the man at the top. No, a good man to them is a man who will be submissive in the white man system, at the same time getting further. I.e., he must have a good job. Did you hear the word I just said? J-O-B, job. Not own a company, but have a job. To me, that's a joke. It shows that women don't really know what a good man is. Because, I'll give you an example, right? How far do you want this good man to take his life with you? How far do you want to go with this good man? Is it eternity? If you two have children, do you still want him to have the same job? Because what you don't understand is this here, the job that he's got that makes him be a good man in your eyes is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed at all. And the logic goes like this, right? He can get fired, which is more likely, especially if he's black. Because you know how it goes, just like in the movies, the first one to go on a chopping block is the black guy or the black girl. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when women say a good man has to have a good job, that word job alone makes me laugh because it's not guaranteed. The white man one day will get up and say, nigger, you ain't got a job no more. You know what I'm saying? And now what? Does that still make him a good man? When you two fucking can't pay your rent, can't pay your mortgage, can't pay the card notes or the HP, as in this country they call it hire purchase. You know what I'm saying? Can't keep up with the Joneses no more. Is he still a good man then? I'm just asking a question. I mean, like, because I don't get the concept of a good man. And when they say a good man, they never talk about, like, how do I say this? All they talk about is what the man can do for his selfish needs. What will make them look good in the eyes of the world, or should I say in the eyes of the white world, or in the eyes of their vanity, beaverish friends. It's like, oh, look at me. I've got a man who got a good job. He gets 6 figures, or he gets whatever fucking figures. He drives a Mercedes Benz, and we live in a house, a big house, and I get whatever I want. I got Gucci purse and Louis Vuitton bag. Oh man, we need to aim higher, man. Yeah, we need to aim higher because, I mean, when the recession hit, there was lots of stories of these so-called good men killing their children and their wife and themselves because they didn't want to be black. And being black in this white man world is being broke, or being in a ghetto, or being in the slums. Us in England, it's called being in a council estate. You know what I'm saying? That's being black. Yeah? A lot of black people don't want to be black. A lot of black people want to keep up with the Joneses. And really and truly, a lot of these black women who got a little piece of a little crumb of the white world start talking about, oh, there is no good black men on their level. What level is that? You still work for the master. I mean, let's not get it twisted, right? When black women talk about, oh yeah, like look, let me give you an example, right? Women in general, should I say black women in particular, say they want to be independent. Listen to this. Tell me if this makes sense, right? You say you want to be independent, right? Okay, the white man says you can be independent. You say you want the same type of job as men get, or you want to get paid the same amount, if not more than men. The white man has given you that. Yeah? When you go for job, the black woman will be quicker to get hired than the black man. It's a well-known fact. Yeah, she's more easier to how do I say, not to follow orders, but she's more easier to comply to things. You know what I mean? Not saying that black men ain't easy to comply with things, but you will find more black men who are willing to say fuck you than you will do you get my point? That's my point. Yeah? So you got a lot of women who's in the corporate world, who's getting high income payment, right? But yet you say you want to be independent and you want to compete with men. But yet you want a man who get a higher salary than you. I mean, let's be realistic. You're not looking for a black man, are you? Because like I said, it's a white man's world, and majority of the black men are living that thug life, that street life, that criminal-minded life. Does that make them not a good man? I don't know. Because I thought a good man comes from the deed that he do, not the materials that he possess. As far as I was aware, a good man, being good, comes from all the deed that you do, your behavior, the way you carry yourself, the way you are with others, the way you interact with others. That's what shows you're good, not what you can buy or what you can afford. You know? So I mean, like black women, you got this high salary job that the white man has given you. So now you should be happy to say, okay, well, I could compete with the man. I could even get more higher salary than him. So I'm independent. I'm just gonna look for a man that I like, or who like me for me. So now it become overbearing with you coming with this bullshit about, yeah, he must have the same salary, or if not get paid more than me. What are you looking for? How you're viewed in the world, or are you looking for love? Because to me, it doesn't seem that people are looking for love. Yeah, and if they're looking for love, I don't think they're looking for love from a black man. Because it all boils down to this, right? Peggy 16. It all boils down to this. Black men, majority, I'm not talking about your so-called nigga who got a job from a white man and think he's better than black people. I'm talking about the majority of us. We live that street life. And now the majority of us who live that street life is a very small amount of us who are able to succeed in that street life. Yeah, but it still doesn't mean that the majority who don't succeed in that street life ain't good men. Do you understand? Like I said, the question boils down to, what is your definition of a good man? So this goes out to the ladies. I want you guys to explain to me, if it's not a man's deed and action that makes him a good man, is it what he possesses materially? Because that's where this is going to me. And if that's the case, then you're not looking for a black man. Because in the white man's world, the majority of people who owns a lot of material shit ain't black. Yeah? Black people, we are trying to own material shit. And even then, we don't get it right. Because even you women talking about good men, you don't talk about a man who possesses his own company. You talk about a man who works for the man. You talk about a man who works for the white man. And the job is not guaranteed, my friend. Never has, never will. Yeah? Because before the white man who owns the company go broke, he will fire you motherfuckers first. Yeah, that's what they call them. What do you call it? You've been what do you call it? I forgot the word for it, but people who work know what it is. When they cut they cut a lot of jobs to keep the company afloat. You know what I'm saying? So the good black man is not good for long, is he? And what makes me laugh is like they say, a good black man, a good black man who's got a job doesn't mean he's not going to beat your ass. He's not going to knock your fucking teeth out of your socket. Doesn't mean he's not going to cheat on you. Doesn't mean he's not going to murder you one day. It doesn't mean none of that shit. So what do you mean when you say you want a good man? Or there's not a lot of good black men about? Going to jail doesn't mean you're not a good man. Yeah, to me, it just means that you're rebellious against the system. Well, it depends what you went in jail for. If you went in jail for raping a girl, then shit, you deserve to go to jail. In fact, you deserve to get killed and shot in the head. If you rape a little kid, if you're a pedophile, you deserve to get shot in your head. Yeah, that's not a good man. We're not talking about those. We're talking about the niggas on the street corners who are trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Yeah? Yeah? So, to me, the way I see it, a good man is a form of opinion. And these women who get on white man's television and broadcast to the world that there's not a lot of good black men about. I don't know what the fuck what they're trying to prove. What are they advertising themselves for white men? They might just say that we're advertising ourselves for every other race but black men because black men are broke and they ain't got it like how other men got it. So we're advertising for other men because that to me is a covert word of saying that. But they don't want to come out and say it blatantly because they know they will look like sellout bed wench whores. And whores always like to pretend that they're not whores. Even when they're in a suit or not in a suit, they will still pretend that they're not whores. So it doesn't faze me. But that's what I'm getting from this so-called good. There's not a lot of good black men out there. It just means there's not a lot of good black men who are succeeding in the white man's world. That's what it means to me. Because according to the white man's world standard, I'm not a good man, or I'm a waste man, or I haven't got nothing to my name, but I have you think otherwise. I've got savings, and I guarantee you, I've probably got better savings than most of your motherfucking niggas that got jobs. My son probably got better savings than most of these motherfuckers with jobs, and my son is 5 years old. Yeah? I've saved for my son.
It got me feeling crazy.
Nice amount of money. And by the time he's 10, he'll have a good amount of money. So that he will not end up like me, living that criminal-minded lifestyle. Yeah? I consider myself a good man. Because a good man can survive against the odds. And in this white man's world, I'm not supposed to survive. I'm not supposed to even have a savings. You know what I'm saying? But I have that. You know what I'm saying? And God willing, my ancestors willing, I have more. You know what I'm saying? And that's the objective. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, what is a good man? When these women talk about good man, you have to ask them, what do you mean exactly? And I guarantee you it will lead back to their selfish wants, not need, wants. And their wants ain't got nothing to do with the black race as a whole or the black community in general. It just got to do with them, me, myself, and I. And how they will look in the eyes of the white world, in the eyes of their fucking selfish, annoying, bitchy friends. So just put it one day. What do you mean by a good man? I mean, where you going with this bullshit? I mean, it's a cab driver, not a good man enough to date a fucking girl who works as a lawyer. Because most of these women who talk about good men are full of shit. I know lawyers who fuck criminals. Listen, most of these female lawyers are sluts. You know, these females in the corporate world are hoes, bro. We got stories upon them. Trust me, it's nothing new, bro. They snort coke. They be fucking the directors. They be fucking thug niggas. They be fucking street niggas. You know what I mean? They love us street niggas. I'm not joking with you, man. These whores in corporate world talking about good men. It's a facade. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. It's just selfish bitches who want attention when the white media put camera in their faces. And thanks to YouTube, they can come on YouTube and complain to YouTube about there's no good black men out there. Yeah? Go. I always ask them, how many black men have you fucked to know how many of them is good and how many of them is bad? And then you tell them, why don't you go and sample other race of men and then come back and tell us how many of them is good and how many of them is bad? Because trust me, Bridget, your pussy is not big enough and you haven't got enough cum to take on all the men in the world to come up with that statistics of how many good men are in every race and how many bad men are in every race. There is none. You know what I'm saying? So stop the bullshit. Yeah? Stop selling out. Stop making excuses to want to sell out your race, man. Seriously, it's time we dead all that bullshit, man. Real talk, man. It's time we dead that shit. You get me? And this goes out to the men too, man, because a lot of black men talk a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying, bro? Good black women. Motherfucker, how many black women you've had to be talking that shit? There's so many sellouts in the black race here, it's unbelievable. And they will use any excuse and opportunity to sell out. Without saying that they're selling out, they will blame the victims when they're the culprit. Instead of blaming themselves, who are the culprit, they'll blame the victim. And they will give reasons and excuses for why they are the victim, instead of them being the culprit. And the victim are the culprit. You know what I'm saying? We need to do better, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know me, I represent the streets. I represent the hard nuts. I represent the man them who everybody think they're waste nuts. Yeah? Because I see myself as no different from them. Even if I got a little bit of money in my pocket. And I mean a little bit. Because in the white man's world, money can't save us. You know what I'm saying? And on this note, I'm out like I stole some. One.